Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and greetings. Ali Sharma here. Welcome to my workshop and the first vlog of DIY stitch and glue mini electric boat. Now, before we begin, I've got the material, but I want to say I have no experience at all in boat building. The only experience that I have with stitch and glue is sitting right there, and it actually worked very well. It's just curing the epoxy resin at the moment. So that's the only experience I have with the stitch and glue boat build or something. So once again, let's call it a zero experience, and I'm going to welcome failure if I fail and learn from my mistakes and failure, and take it from there and redo the build. But anyway, I hope I'll be successful on my very first try, and inshallah it will go very well. So let's get it started. Let me show you. So let's get it started. Plywood is here. Let's cut the dimensions on this. Let's plot the dimensions on it, cut it, stitch and glue it, and see how it goes. On the step one, I started by taking a rough idea where I should be sitting and where people should be sitting in the boat, and based on that rough idea I started making the measurements and lining. And I used the Tajima, the Japanese hand saw, and started cutting the plywood. Why I'm using the hand saw is because throughout this build I wanted to improve my hand tools skills. Now this piece I'm going to use to form the rear of the boat, so I take measurements and I cut it using the hand saw. Again, I love this Japanese Tajima blade. Throughout this build it really helped me build my cutting skills, and now I can cut really nice and straight lines. Next step was to cut the side walls for the boat, so I took another plywood sheet and marked it. Now yes, if you are not watching, the sellers, they would just give you something you don't actually want, and later you won't be able to return it. So yes, after I cut this long straight cut by hand, yes, I love it, man, my skills are improving. So I cut one side, and then when I started cutting the other side I realized that piece was bad. So anyway, lucky me, I still had more of the plywood, so I went ahead with the other side. Hadi came back from school and he started helping me as well for drawing the curved lines and holding the pieces in places. So thank you very much, Kidu, for your help. As you're watching me, I'm cutting this piece, and I find this piece was not really good, so I had to take the measurements again, and then I cut the other piece. Now I use the hand planer, again practicing my hand tools skills, and made both of the sides equal. Later Abdul Hadi helps me draw the curves again. Thank you very much, Kidu. And I go ahead and cut those curves. Now this is the piece where it was very important for me to be very careful with the measurements, because that's gonna form the curve, the front curve of the hull. Now I'm joining the other two pieces, the walls and the front curve, using the stitch method, and I'm just using zip ties, which are really nice and strong. And I find there was a slight mistake on the measurements curves cutting. But anyway, this is my very first build. I'm happy how things are going at the moment. As far as I can see, it is looking very good for my first build. Now I'm installing the rear plate or rear of the boat using the zip ties. I used a couple of zip ties and tightened it, and it actually held in its place, which was nice. Then I brought in the wall using the chair. Some of these are my old chairs actually, and I formed the curve, and taking that as a reference I keep drilling the holes, and kept on stitching the side walls. As you can see from this angle, I'm just drilling hole one by one and stitching the side walls. The method is working very well for now, and it actually held the pieces together very well. On the front side I had a little bit of measurement mistakes, which was easy to cut away the excess pieces, and then I stitched the front side. Oh man, I gotta call it a day. Feels tired. I woke up very early this morning, and I think I have done enough for today. Tomorrow, ceiling. My very first stitch and glue boat frame. Check this out. I gotta go up, say prayers, but before that I want to show it to you. Still, the front side, I have to cut these away. I didn't cut in the beginning because I didn't want to, mess up the measurements. So the front will cut, and I added just these, 3 temporary pieces of wood so that it will hold, and in a sense that, I have to do ceiling inside. Okay, once the inside ceiling is done, then I will put it upside down and do the ceiling outside, and these wood pieces, temporary wood pieces, will hold the boat in place, the shape in place, and also they form a reference for me to build the ribs in the boat. So these will be 3 main ribs, and there will be one more, wooden piece will run in the middle, under the bottom, and probably in the middle inside as well, just to make it more strong, because this plywood, it has been sitting somewhere in watery environment, and it's not very, very strong. So first will be the ceiling, then the wooden frame, ribs inside, and after that I'll start doing the fiberglassing and make it very, very strong, inshallah. Man, alhamdulillah, I'm so happy. This was my very, very first try, and I am very, very happy that, alhamdulillah and mashallah, this has turned out to be very, very good. So concepts work, and everything is in its place. Next steps, you know what we will do. So stay tuned for more videos coming your way. Stay subscribed to my channel and stay updated. Come on, you know what to do. Hit that like button. It's right there. I know you can do it. Oh, while you're at it, also hit the subscribe button. Right there. Come on, don't be shy. Just hit it. Thank you very much for all your support towards my work, that I post regular and fresh content on my channel just for you. Hit that like button right there.